What's up, my 1159s? It's your boy J Darkness, and I am back here today to give you my thoughts and a recap on E3 2018. So let's start off with day one. Well, let's give you a little backstory. So this year I went to E3 with the Gamer Pass. So I was one of those lucky few to be in the first 1,000 to get my pass, and super geeked about going to E3 this year. So first day we get there, we've got an email about a month later letting us know that things were going to be a little different this year. We got all of our guidelines, all of our restrictions, things that we couldn't bring, things that were allowed. We also got the times we'd be allowed to go in. So that one caught a lot of us off guard. This year they did a little different. So media got full day, 9 to 7. And yes, they extended time this year. So media got from 9 to 7 every day. Day 1 and day 2, the industry passes got to go in at 11 on the first day, and then 9 o'clock on the second day. And then they got 9 o'clock the third day. And then for those of us with gamer passes, the first day we couldn't go until 2 o'clock. The second day we couldn't go until noon. And then third day we got the full 9 to 7. Going from there, so we get there the first day. Shade Darkness and I got there a little early. So we got there around 10 o'clock so we could pick up our badges, find where the lines were, we could get in line, seeing that we knew that we wouldn't be able to get in until 2 o'clock. We wanted to kind of walk around, check out the stuff that's outside of the main showrooms. As there's 2 halls, there's the South Hall and the West Hall that they have everything inside of. And then there's the lobby areas that you can walk through, and you could just kind of check out smaller booths and things like that. So we were walking through, we get our pass, we see they have a Spiral area set up so you can check out Spiral. There's a Crash Bandicoot walking around. We head over, there's a giant ghost samurai chilling outside. It caught us, we were just kind of like, whoa. This thing was a solid 15 feet tall at least. So as we're walking through, heading through the hall to go over to the West Hall side so we could see those smaller booths on that side, we passed by Drake's Cakes and grabbed us a couple little snacks along the way. And then we head over towards the West Hall. So we see Sonic the Hedgehog. They have it set up to where you can actually get inside and like you're running through the loop in Green Hill Zone. So that was pretty cool. And they actually had some tennis shoes that are up there that were Sonic themed. They had blue ones, and then they had the red ones that look like the sneakers that you pick up for the speed boost. There was also a newspaper box. They took and they had newspaper boxes out there, and they had newspapers for Spider-Man. So Spider-Man, it says jailbreak, raft leaks. So those of you that follow Marvel, you know the Raft is a high security prison called the Raft. That's actually underwater. So we were stopped along the way, and we were directed to where we were actually supposed to go with the gamer passes. Turns out we weren't supposed to be inside already. So we took it, we headed outside, walked around the corner, went up to the waiting area for those of us with gamer passes, and we hung out. We actually ran into some friends that were up there and hung out with them until 2 o'clock. So we chilled outside. We were up by the food trucks. It was actually pretty cool. Only thing is we had to go out of security and then back through security for the waiting area. So we had to go through metal detectors twice. So 2 o'clock came around, and we got to go in. They have event staff that are kind of like security, but they're not security. They pretty much keep things organized and safe for everybody. And they took and they walked the whole group of the gamers all the way in so that we can go into the West Hall, which was actually pretty cool. Walked us all the way up there. They let us know, have your badges out and ready, have them facing forward so they could take and scan the badges as we walked in. So we go into the West Hall. That's over in this hall is where you have Nintendo, PlayStation, are the two main booths that are over there. So that was actually pretty cool. We walk in and first thing you see is Super Smash Brothers on a giant screen up on your right. And then you see PlayStation, all their titles that they're getting ready to release on the left. So it was like, whoa. As we go in, we're walking through. We're seeing all the lines for Pokemon Let's Go. We're seeing the lines for Super Smash Brothers, Mario Tennis. Over on the PlayStation side, they have a whole area set up for Spider-Man. You see Destiny 2, Black Ops 4. They're both set up there because they are actually doing PlayStation. They kept things a little more organized to where you actually have to queue. There's two times during the day to where you go onto the Experience PlayStation app and you queue for a time slot to come and play the game. They have about 24 spots open for each time slot, and the time slots normally go about every half hour. So this way you get a chance to get in, play through the whole thing, and then from there you get to really experience the game. It's not a rushed experience. And then over on Nintendo side, you just hop in the line, unless the lines are capped. And they cap pretty quick because there's a lot of people there. You don't really understand how many people are there until you see a 3-hour line. You feel like you're at an amusement park. So going to E3, it's very good to plan out where you're gonna go and what you want to see each day, because you probably won't get to see everything every day unless you just want to stand to the side and kind of watch the gameplay over someone's shoulder, which isn't a bad thing. So that was the first day. We kind of walked around, saw everything. PlayStation had a giant screen up, and they were going through, like, every 15 to 20 minutes it was a different game. They were showing videos and trailers and things like that. They were having live panels that were up there talking about the different games and things like that. There were some of the developers and things like that. So that was pretty cool. And over on the other side, it was actually pretty nice over there. We walked over, we got to see Ubisoft, Bethesda was over there, Microsoft was over there. They had a big Twitch booth. T-Mobile had a booth. Alright, and also on that side was Square Enix. So if you know me, you know I was super geeked to see Kingdom Hearts 3. Waiting for this game forever. And yes, it was there, and it was playable. So very exciting. The first day just kind of wandered around, got an overview of the place. Second day we got there. We already knew the drill. We came in, got in line at about 9:30ish. We got there. Went into the waiting area for the South Hall because we wanted to start over there for the gamer passes. And at 12 o'clock they started letting us in. We came in, went in, and it was a little weird that a couple lines were already capped for a couple hours just because there was a lot of people already in line from the industry and media passes. So to kind of found where we could get in, hung out for a little bit. Luckily, you don't have to be inside for the PlayStation app check-ins to take a queue for a spot. And luckily, Shade Darkness and I both got to queue for Destiny 2. So I got to play the Destiny 2 Forsaken, the new the new PvP mode. That was actually pretty fun because you're not only fighting against either Forsaken or Fallen, you're also fighting against a player that comes to the other side to attack your side while you're trying to stop. While you're trying to defeat the enemies on your side. So and you can send somebody through the portal to their side to do the same thing. So yeah, that was pretty cool. So we kind of just hung out, wandered around for a little things. Things were a little frustrating because there were so many capped lines already. Especially over on the south side, because on the South Hall, that's where most everybody was. So went around over to the West Hall, got to get in line for Smash Brothers. They took and they had a ticket line to where you come back at a certain time. They also had a standby line to where you could stand by, and those lines moved pretty quick. Those weren't for the competitive, those were just casual matches. So those lines went very fast. So thank you for that, Nintendo. I appreciate you for being on top of that. That pretty much summed up day 2. Just kind of wandering around, getting in line where we could. And then day 3, everyone got in at 9 o'clock. So we got there early. Very early. 6 o'clock comes a lot earlier than you think. And that's when we got in line. Well, got in line to get in at 9. Got in line at 6. Hung out. We were actually at the about third person from the front of the line is where we were. So that was pretty cool. We got inside at 9 o'clock. And started going around, getting into line where we really wanted to. We got to do the in Bethesda. We got to do the Fallout 76 vault party. We were getting ready to lead the vault after 25 years. So you may have noticed on Twitch, I had the live stream going from the vault party. For the first part, the stream cut off. It was weird. It dropped signal. From there, we hopped over to WB and hit up Legos on the Lego Supervillains and got to create our own villain. That was pretty cool. From there, we just kind of wandered around, saw a couple more things. I got to play Division 2. That one was actually pretty cool. I was actually surprised at the small changes, but they actually make a nice impact to the game. So I'll get into more detail about that later. Got to see a lot of things that I hadn't gotten to see the first 2 days. Kingdom Hearts line was pretty much capped the whole day because they had a 3-hour line the entire day. Yeah. So unfortunately I didn't get to play Kingdom Hearts 3, but I did get to see Kingdom Hearts. Only things that kind of frustrated me with E3 this year was that those of us that had, we understand it's an industry show, but you had the gamers paid to come to your event. I don't think that it was fair that the gamers didn't get to experience the full E3 like everyone else did, even though we were the ones who had to pay for it. So that's the only kind of negative that I got out of E3 this year, was just the times and the cap lines. I feel last day, don't cap any lines until 4 o'clock when you know, okay, I have about 3 hours left in the show. That's when you should probably cap lines, but not capped all throughout the day. Just kind of organize it. Make sure you send lines certain ways. That way you're not causing fire hazards or anything like that. But yeah. Other than that, had a good time. Had a good time with friends. Shout out to Shay Darkness, Eric 3 Up 3 Down. Thank you again for always hanging out and having fun with me when we go to events like this. Thank you for those of you that tuned in to the Twitch live streams during E3. And I will talk to you next time. If you went to E3, definitely hit me up in the chat down below. Let me know if what your takeaway was. What was your favorite part about E3? For me, my favorite part would have to have been the vault party. That was actually pretty fun. The cast was in character the entire time and made you feel like you were actually leaving the vault. Okay. All right. Talk to y'all later. Deuces.